heard that scholars bring up the argument against other religions, that there cannot be more than one God. As we know, some religions believe Trinity, and even some say that there is a God for each thing, such as a God for wind, a God for rain, and etc. What is the most concise answer of why there cannot be more than one God?
Okay. So there are two examples in this question. The first is about Christianity, and the first one is about shirk, mushrikeen. How they have, associate different partners to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they say that a God of wind and a God of rain and a God of earth and a God of moon and so on and so forth. So let's answer to this question. Suppose we have this cup in front of us, and let's say there is a God of this cup. Okay, so he can move this cup, he can put this back, he can put the cup back, he can move it, he can throw it away. But because he is the God of this cup, and he's not a God of this book, he cannot do anything with this book. The book is out of his domain, the book is out of his qudra. So a God of rain, a God of clouds, and a God of earth and moon, all of them, they have very limited powers. God has to be omnipotent. His power should be infinite, should be limitless. But if a God has limited power, then he's disqualified from this position, from the position of being God. So anyone who thinks that there are different gods and they're in charge of different things, it means they're not in charge of other things. So that makes them very limited. Okay, and we don't want such people or such entities as our God who have very limited powers. In fact, they might have less power than us human beings. At least we can do multiple things. We are multitask. We believe in multitasking. But the gods of these people, they're not even multitasking. So who's more powerful, human or God? So that's the answer to the first question. As for the second question, what was it?
The second
if you can repeat.
Is that some scholars bring up the argument that there cannot be more than one God. As we know, some religions believe in Trinity.
Okay.
So they're covering Trinity in Christianity.
Christianity. I would like to quote John chapter 3, verse 16. And it says, and I'm going to read this. It's a King James version. It says, For God so loved the world, that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. The most important word in this verse is the only begotten Son. Who is the only begotten Son? According to them, Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, he's the begotten Son of God. When we see the word begotten, to beget, you can check in any English dictionary. So, begotten son is your biological son. It's not even an adopted son, a biological son. So, is the biological son a son who is born as a result of intercourse between a man and a woman, between a male and a female. So, are they saying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, al-iyaz billah, had a wife, and as a result of this relation, Isa alayhi salatu wasalam was born? If they are saying this, then I think it is the worst ideology ever existed on the surface of human being, on the surface of this world, in the history of human being. And if they're not saying this, then no, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not have a wife, and Isa alayhi salatu wasalam is not a biological son of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you have some serious problems in your Bible. Okay, so either this or that. So on top of that, some people now, some Christians, they changed this translation and they started saying something else. But let me tell you one thing. Let's talk about the Aqidah of Trinity. Aqidah of Trinity means that there is one God, but it has three different beings. When we say one God with three different beings, it means God is, according to them, compound. Compound in Arabic is called murakkab. God is compound. Anything that is compound can be split, can be divided. Anything that can be divided has a beginning. Anything that has a beginning cannot be God. So it's a very straightforward rule, very straightforward evidence against Trinity. So we can see that a lot of people in the world today, they worship false gods. A lot of Christians are there who worship Jesus, Isa alayhi salatu wassalam, or they believe in Trinity. But we see that shirk is illogical, irrational. Trinity is illogical, irrational. That's why they have this term called leap of faith, because they cannot prove it. They know they cannot logically prove it. So the only rational and logical system of belief is what is presented by Islam, what is offered by Islam to entire mankind. You can pick any aqidah. We're not talking about certain theories, fiqhi theories. We're not talking about those. Any aqidah, fundamental aqidah, you pick, and we can prove it logically. We can prove it rationally. When we say logical and rational arguments, we're not talking about scientific arguments. Okay, scientific arguments are different. We're not talking about those arguments. When we say the way how we prove is that we can, on the basis of our aql, on the basis of rationality, we can prove any aqidah, which is a fundamental aqidah of Islam. So this is our challenge to the entire humanity from the first day of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam till today. And our challenge stands, and it will stand till the day of judgment, inshallah.